And welcome back to the Constitutionals Podcast. I'm your host, Chad White. If you didn't know, this is the only podcast for the website, cboscomedy.com. Like I just said, it's a website. Go there. This is the second part of the show that we have done previously, now titled The Constitutionals. This is the second episode of two-parter that I have to record. Oh, you know what? I'm looking down here at the stuff that I have to talk about and my Constitutionals topics. And one of the things is written down. I really wish I could slow down and do this, but I gotta hurry up and do this. Was Klepper's new show. I have access to an advanced copy of Jordan Klepper's new show that's going to air, I don't know, at 10 o'clock, 10:30, something like that. They still can't find 11:30 for The Daily Show to pay in peace. But you know what? Conan doesn't have an 11:30, or TBS doesn't have an 11:30 after Conan, so I think it might be fine. And then I was going to watch that, but I never got a chance to, but it's still out there, so I'll watch it at some point. And then also, there's something I wrote down here. It says Joke Theft and F. Jerry. I think F. Jerry, the same company that helped throw the Fire Festival, that also promoted that promoted and created documentary about the Fire Festival, their very big issue over there on Netflix, and people thought that was a good documentary. It was fine. It was finally made because it was made by the people at Vice Media, but still, F. Jerry was a producer. Anyway, F. Jerry stole some jokes. I think it was, because they were, yeah, because the company was taking jokes and not, they were literally stealing them and not attributing them to the original owners. And I think this was an episode of Planet Money or The Indicator. I believe it was one of those. And I was supposed to star it. I'm checking my podcast right now, my podcast app. Nope, sure as crap did not star it, so that's my fault. But yeah, I think it was an episode of The Indicator or Planet Money over there on. No, yeah, it was Planet Money on NPR. So definitely check it out. Let's find it. NPR, Planet Money, and Joke Theft. All right, the episode is titled Joke Theft, episode 904, Planet Money. Definitely check it out. I will actually link that in the show notes over there for things. So if you are listening to this podcast, you can just click on the show notes and check it out. But I did not talk about Jordan Klepper's show. So there we go. Let me move this up. I'm doing some maintenance. I'm doing a little bit of maintenance. Here we go. I'm so close to being done making this stupid show. How's the new job? The new job is not fun. I genuinely hate talking about it. So this episode of the Constitutionals, this part 2 episode, is going to be about streamers. This first article is from Deadline, written by Pete Hammond, my good friend. Netflix, Amazon launch live events in expensive streamer battle for Emmy voter attention. So I've done episodes of News Time about this, where you do these for your consideration events, and you go to these conferences and say, this is why you should, this is how we're going to do our shows different. This is why you should vote for us and all this stuff. But then there's also these parties, these events that these streamers throw. I don't remember the episodes of News Time that I did that for, but you should definitely check it out. Definitely check it out if you can find it. Netflix announced the lineup for its... Now, these next two stories I'm talking about are the most recent ones. Netflix announced the lineup for its third annual for your streaming... What? FYSEE. Emmy Battle Plan, beginning a month-long campaign May 5th when director Martin Scorsese and Bruce Springsteen launch a series of live events at Netflix as exhibition space and theater at Raleigh Studios in Hollywood. I think Netflix also just bought the Chinese theater. I'm not sure. It was one of the theaters in Los Angeles they just bought. Springsteen has a TV special, Springsteen on Broadway, and then Scorsese's next film, The Irishman, is going to be on Netflix this coming fall. The near daily series of Q&As, conversations, screenings, and interactive events will close June 9th when Oprah Winfrey will host director Ava DuVernay and the cast of their limited series When They See Us, the story of the so-called Central Park 5. I just saw a trailer for that, and it looks crazy. It looks really good. Ava DuVernay did an insane job. I can't wait to see what she does. She has a superhero movie coming out, and I can't remember which one. But I will definitely watch her superhero movie. Everyone else can go suck an egg. That used to be an insult back in the day. The show's already been 5 minutes long. Jesus. Okay. The Real Men. Blah, blah. Okay. During its run, according to Netflix, the FYSEE will host a quote dozens of insightful and in-depth curated conversation performances, wall-to-wall displays, and take the visitors inside various series and special themed events featuring Ellen DeGeneres, Quincy Jones, and the return of David Letterman, among many others. Wow, so they got everybody in there. They said, "Hey, man, you got a contract with us. You're gonna have to step up. We'll pay you, but also you got to step up." Unlike rivals Amazon and Hulu, they have so far failed to win either of the marquee series categories, which is true. But Netflix has an Oscar, so I guess that's fine. They have like 2 or 3 Oscars, 3 Oscars. They're nominated for 15. I don't know. I don't remember. They have Oscars. But you gotta win it all. Not to be outdone, Amazon Prime Video is returning to its temporary Emmy campaign central at the Hollywood Athletic Club with the Prime Experience, where you can tour installations of your favorite shows, blah, 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 a bunch of other shows. Amazon will be holding court on Sunset Boulevard until May 5th. Then when it presents the official TV Academy for consideration screening and panel for Homecoming with director Sam Esmail and star Julia Roberts and cast participating. If they didn't cancel all their shows, I understand that Bezos specifically wants marquee shows like HBO, and I only said marquee because I read marquee earlier, which is a thing. You say a word or you see a word that you don't really see often or hear often, and you kind of know context for it, and people just start using it. Try it. You say a word in a conversation just casually, your friend is going to start doing it. Any Hoosers. If Bezos didn't cancel all these shows, and Roy Price's sake, because he was a touch and the feely person, I think that they would have a lot more shows. Girls, what is it called? Good Girls Revolt would definitely be up there. I don't know if One Mississippi would be, but I think that show's great. Any Hoosers, check it out. You can see all the different things that all the networks are doing for the streaming networks. Are doing for the free consideration campaign. Speaking of Netflix, this comes from Deadline, which also had a revision in the past 2 weeks of their website, and it looks good. It's whiter, and it's easier to read. It doesn't look as garish as it did before. There are still tons of pop-ups, but what can you do? This is from Peter White and Dominic Patton. Netflix reveals viewing data for Umbrella Academy, The Highwaymen, Triple Frontier, and Fire documentary. Again, Netflix will not talk about their ratings until it's something that's out of the world, that's extraordinary. And apparently, Umbrella Academy was watched by 45 million households. I don't know if that means individual households. I don't know if that means people with different accounts, because I could have all right. So for me, I have an account. I pay for the account. I pay for the main account, but it's a shared account with my mom and my stepdad. So they can watch it on theirs, but I can also watch it on mine, which is I probably am the only one that's watching anything. But I don't know if that counts as 2 separate views or 1 view. And I doubt Netflix does that. I think they count as 2 separate views. So the only time they actually announced numbers were for Bird Box, which also was watched by 80 million households in the first month. Highwaymen, starring Costner and Woody Harrelson and Kevin Costner, was watched by 40 million households, which surpassed Triple Frontier, Triple Frontier surpassed it, starring Ben Affleck and directed by J.C. Chandor. That hit 52 million households, which understand that Netflix is raising its prices. Netflix is $15, $12 to $15 for the HDR at 4K thing, which is not really 4K. By the time it bounces off 7,000 servers and gets to you, it's not 4K. Just buy a disc. But they're charging $12 for the common stream, $12 for an account, and 52 million people watch it. 52 million. That's a good number for television. That was how numbers were back in the 80s, the 70s and 80s and 90s. because people had no choice but to watch one of the 5 channels. If broadcast could get that, if I guarantee if the Big Bang Theory was getting those kind of numbers, it would not be ending this year. Same goes for The Simpsons. Same goes for Family Guy. The same goes for Modern Family. The same goes for Brooklyn Nine-Nine. All of these different shows are getting they're lucky to get 8 million, except for Big Bang Theory, which is getting about, I think, like 10 to 12 million viewers still, something like that. They're going out high, but that's crazy. And Netflix even added 9.6 million new subscribers in Q1 of this year, recording highest paid net ads to date, but stock down because of the Disney Plus thing, which we'll talk about in a second. Fire got 20 million member households in the first month. And Our Planet, which is the BBC Planet series spinoff, I guess. I want to call it spinoff, but it's made by the same people. Like, if I made a show, if Brooklyn Nine-Nine got canceled on Fox, but Fox said you can't take anything over. You can't take anything over except for the character. You can't take the name over, essentially. And they called it Brooklyn Nine-Eight or Queens Nine-Nine. It's the same show. Also, you want to go from Brooklyn to Queens. Go to the Bronx, maybe. Harlem Nine-Nine. Everybody's black. Although Harlem is apparently the new hipster capital, apparently. New up-and-coming hipster neighborhood. It's uptown. I don't know what's going on anymore. Okay, so yeah, there we go. Netflix is doing well despite this Disney Plus thing. Speaking of streaming, YouTube TV is going to get a price hike. Hulu. All right, so every streamer, save for Amazon, which launched at an incredibly already high thing for when it launched, which is like $13 or whatever. But it still technically did have a price hike. Any Hoosers, let's see, have already launched their prices. Have already gone a little bit higher. So Hulu with live TV is now 50 for no ads, $52. Hulu with live TV with ads is like $50 or no, it's $54 for live with no ads, $50 with live with ads. But the same company, Hulu, also took their ad supported tier from $8 down to $6, which is crazy. $6 to watch all these things, and all I gotta do is sit through 3 minutes of ads. I mean, come on. But YouTube TV is hiking its prices to $50 per month for all customers after inking Discovery deal. This comes from Todd Spangler over at Variety. So it's about a 25 or 43% increase depending on when you signed up for YouTube with live TV. It used to be $35 a month, but now it's going to be $50. But that being said, you get 7 more channels. Discovery, Food, and all those other ones. Is it really worth it though? Is it really worth it? Because DirecTV now, Hulu with live TV, and YouTube TV are all so expensive. Same thing with PlayStation View. That jumped prices last year, I believe, or the year before, or something like that. All these different packages are so expensive now, and there's still people like me who love watching live TV, and that's what. And I understand cable was $200, but that's what this streaming life is going to come to. All these shows are going to be, I said it in the last episode because it was only 20 minutes ago. But when you get to a certain point and Netflix has this show, Hulu has this show, Disney Plus has this show, Amazon has this show, Apple has this show. I don't think Apple's going to do acquisitions. I hope they don't. But they have all these different shows eventually. And I know you don't have to pay for everything. Blah, blah, blah. Who cares? But for someone like me who wants to see a lot of shows, like I want to watch Swamp Thing, I want to watch the Titan show, but I don't binge watch. I don't want to sign up for 1 week and use a free trial and just watch all that crap in 1 week. I don't want to do that. I want to watch it at my own volition, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle show. If that was on the 2012 version from Nickelodeon, if that was on Nickelodeon's on streaming app, and I subscribed for 1 week, I couldn't watch 100 episodes in a week. I've been watching it, piecemeal, 2 to 3 episodes a day for the past month and a half, I believe. One day I watched 5 and I thought that was too much. I was like, that's too much episodes of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was like 3 in the morning and then 2 in the afternoon. I said, no more. But this is insane. And then Fubo TV, which is mostly a sports internet package deal, but also has a lot of different networks in it too, is that one went to $55 per month. All of these packages, and Sling is, even if you want to get all of the channels, is $50 per month. All these packages are costing a buttload of money, and it's all because you don't want ads, or because you don't want to pay, AT&T Uverse or Charter or DirecTV for these channels. But at least that stuff is bundled and it's there. At least you know what you're going to get, and at least they give you internet. Crappy internet, yes, I know, but still. Google Fiber. Google Fiber has a TV service, and it's $70. No, is it? No, because because hold on. Google Fiber, the gigabit service is $70, I believe, and then I can also check because I have a computer in front of me. I forgot what a computer was. A computer running. So so for $160 a month, you get Google Fiber, which is 1,000 megabits. What? Yeah, megabits. It's 1,000 megabits. Is it megabits or is it megabytes? It's 1,000 megabytes up, 1,000 megabytes down. You can download an HD movie in as little as 42 seconds. You can stream a 4K movie or videos at the same time to 10 plus devices. You have no data caps, no contracts, no this, no that. All you have to do is buy a special modem and a router. I already have the router, which is fine, which I got when I had EPB in Chattanooga. But you get on-demand shows, 14,500. You get 150 channels, HDs included, which is insane because I went over to my girlfriend's house and she has AT&T Uverse or one of those, or Comcast, one of those, and HD is not included. It costs extra, and we have to watch TV like poor people. Shut up, Chad. Look at all these channels you can get. And it has my address, which is weird because I did not put it in there. Oh, I did because I've been checking. I've been checking like every now. I'm like, oh, can I get it now? I can get it. Okay. How much does it cost? $70. You get the Laugh Network if you want it. You can get IFC if you want it. That's amazing. But it's $160. Hey, boy. All right, let's move on to Disney Plus. This is all old news. The pricing, the details. You can. They said they're going to bundle it with ESPN Plus and Hulu at some point. They said maybe. ESPN Plus is $5. Hulu is $12 with no ads. And then Disney Plus. So and Disney Plus is like $8, I think. I'm not going to check. So 8 plus 5 is well, you take 2 from the 5. This is how I do it in my head. You take 2 from the 5, make that 10. It's $13. 13 plus 12 is $25. So I could see them doing it for $20 a month, and you get all 3. But again, I don't know how this is going to pan out. It'll be very interesting to see what Disney does. It's going to be ad free, obviously, but it's going to be very interesting to see what Disney does in terms of, are they going to pull out all the shows? Are they going to put all the shows that they have on there? Are they going to get everything from Disney's Doug, including Nickelodeon's Doug? I don't think they're going to do that. But they're going to get everything from Disney's Doug and put it on there. They're going to put Pepper Ann on there. Pepper Man is a sequel. Is about Pepper Ann's cousin. Pooper Man. I killed the joke. Are going to put Bonkers on there, the TV show Bonkers, that recasted his Bonkers is a bobcat, and he lives in the cartoon world. And so he's a cat, he's a police officer, and he's a really bad police officer. And he has I think in the first half of the show, he has a male partner, and his male partner is like this slovenly guy who hates cartoons. And then in the second half of the show, he has a female partner who I don't remember, but I was reading on Wikipedia, and things are coming back in spurts, but I just can't remember. It's very strange. Bonkers is such a bad show, but I want to see it again. I can think of the theme song. I can sing it right now. I just want to see it. So Bonkers are going to have Star and the Butterfly of Evil. Is that what it's called? Star. Oh crap! I watched the show too. Star and the Forces versus the Forces of Evil. Are they gonna have the New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh Bear? Pooh Bear with Tailspin. The Young Jungle Book. Are they gonna have any of this stuff? And then they're also gonna have, and obviously, and they said that their shows, not everything's gonna be on there the day of this fall. Like everything's not gonna be on there at once. The stuff that we're gonna see first are like some of the originals, The Simpsons, obviously, and then they're going to have a trickle out of the shows and movies that they own for years. But I wonder if it's going to be like DC, where some stuff's on there, but not everything's on there, because DC Universe is very strange, which I'm not a huge fan of it, but because they don't have everything. They have the Justice League TV show, which is, great. Again, I haven't seen it. They announced that there's going to be an app for the DC Universe on Xbox, so hopefully I get to watch it at some point. But then they also probably don't have Gotham. They don't have Gotham streaming, because I know Netflix has Gotham. They don't have. I don't think they have Smallville, because Smallville's on Hulu. They don't have everything. It just sucks. You just want everything. You want things to be. I wish it was just Amazon, Hulu, and Netflix. I wish it was nothing else. It's just too many streaming services. Gosh. Charge me $20 for each. I don't care. Just make it just 3 of those, and then everybody, whatever. Who cares? Anyway, but yeah, that's what's gonna come from Disney Plus. That's what we're gonna see coming up from Disney Plus. Hey, listen, if you like what you heard here, because I gotta go, head on over to the website cpluscomedy.com. We got some other stuff. Go to follow us on Twitter at @CPlusComedy. I didn't do this last episode. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at @CPlusComedy. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram at @ChadBlackWhite. Like us on Facebook. Head over to the webpage, youtube.com/CPlusComedy, to see a video version of the show, as well as the premiere show, News Time. This week's episode, it's like the Daily Show, except less funny. This week's episode of News Time is about TV partnerships, producing partnerships. Excuse me. Adam McKay and Will Ferrell have stopped producing together, and this is an episode about that. All right. Thank you for listening. Hopefully I'll be back on schedule next week. I love you. Goodbye.